Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Josh, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Citi AAdvantage Platinum Select World Elite Mastercard. So I'm going to be going over the main features of this card, its pros, as well as its drawbacks. So hopefully by the end of this video, you should have a much better idea of whether or not this card is a good fit for you. But before I go ahead and dive into the main features of this card, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Also, if you would like to receive a few free stocks in a pinned comment below, as well as in the description box, I will be leaving a few different links where you can receive just that. Okay, so diving right into the main features of the Citi AAdvantage Platinum Select World Elite Mastercard. First off, we're going to be discussing about how you can earn miles with this card. So you will be earning 2x miles for every $1 spent at restaurants, as well as at gas stations and eligible American Airlines purchases. And then you'll be earning 1 mile for every $1 spent on all other purchases. Now, on top of that, you're also going to be earning 1 loyalty point with American Airlines for every 1 mile earned from purchases as well. And then as far as the spend bonus with this card, if you go to their website right now, you will see that you will be receiving a spend bonus of 50,000 bonus miles after you spend at least $2,500 within the first 3 months from your account opening. Now, I will say that they do have special targeted offers, so you might check your mailbox, you might check your email account, because they might send you something in the mail or your email where you can earn even more points than that. For example, for me, I actually received a targeted offer where I was going to be eligible to receive 60,000 points as long as I was able to spend at least $3,000 within the first 3 months. So obviously that's a better offer. That's 10,000 more miles for accepting that offer. So you'll definitely have to keep your eyes out for that. Now, as far as some other benefits go with this card, you can also earn a $125 American Airlines flight discount after you spend at least $20,000 or more each year, and then also renew your card. Then you're also going to be receiving your first check bag free on domestic airline itineraries for you and up to 4 companions traveling with you on the same reservation. And then on top of that, you're also not going to have any foreign transaction fees. So if you do happen to travel abroad, if you happen to fly abroad outside the United States, you can definitely take this card with you, and you won't have to be worrying about whether or not you're going to be hit with any extra foreign transaction fees. So those are the main features of this card. Now, at this point, we are going to move on to the APR and fees, because this is also super important as well. So starting out, your purchase APR for both purchases and balance transfers is going to be anywhere between 21.24 to 29.99%, of course, based on your credit worthiness. Now, if you happen to take out a cash advance, on this channel, we always recommend to stay far away from them. This is not financial advice, but just my own personal decisions. But if you do happen to take out a cash advance, just know that your APR on those is going to be 29.99%. Now, there's also going to be some fees associated with that cash advance as well. So we're also going to be covering the fees that you will be having with this credit card. So as far as the fees go with the cash advances, on those, it's going to be either $10 or 5% of the amount of each cash advance, whichever happens to be greater. So if you take out a cash advance of $100, your fee in that case would be $10, because that amount would be higher than the 5%. The 5% in that case, of course, would be $5. Now, as far as some other fees go, if you happen to take out a balance transfer with this card, the balance transfer fee is going to be either $5 or 5% of the amount of each balance transfer, whichever happens to be greater. Now, like I mentioned just a moment ago, with this card, there is no foreign transaction fee, so that's pretty great as well, because with many other cards out in the market, believe it or not, they do have foreign transaction fees of right around 3%. So it is a pretty good plus that this card does not have a foreign transaction fee. And then finally, there is going to be an annual fee of $99. Now, keep in mind, for the first year of having this card, that annual fee is going to be waived. The annual fee doesn't start until your second year with this credit card. So now that we went over the main features of this card, as well as the APR and fees, I'm now going to go ahead and dive into what I would consider to be the biggest pros and cons with this credit card before summing everything up. So starting out, the biggest pro of this card, of course, is the spend bonus. Now, once again, if you go to their main website, you'll see that the spend bonus right now is 50,000 miles, as long as you're able to spend at least $2,500 within the 3 months from your account opening. Now, once again, you might wait until you receive something in the mail. If you already have a Citi card, whatever Citi card that might be, they might send you some type of special offer either to your email or personally through the mail. They've sent both to me, so you might wait up for that offer and you can probably receive an offer up to 60,000 miles, so you can actually receive 10,000 more miles. Now for that, me personally, that was having to spend at least $3,000 within the first 3 months. Now, whether or not spending an extra $500 is worth an extra 10,000 miles is up to you. To me, it was personally worth it, so you might want to wait out for the offer if you are going to apply for this card. Now, secondly, another pro about this card is the fact that there are no foreign transaction fees, because like I mentioned before, many other of the credit cards out there do have a foreign transaction fee. So with those cards, you probably want to leave them at home because you don't want to have to be paying more than what you have to. And then also there's not going to be an annual fee, at least for the first year. Now for the second year, there is going to be an annual fee. So at that point in time, you might want to consider whether or not the annual fee is worth it for the benefits that you're having returned back to you. And then finally, you're also going to be receiving your first check bag for free on domestic airline flights for you and up to 4 companions. Once again, that is on domestic flights only. So if you happen to travel internationally, those check bags are not going to be free. Now, as far as the cons go with this card, even though the annual fee is free for the first year, for the second year, it is going to be $99. So at that point in time, you might want to do the numbers and figure out whether or not paying $99 for this card is worth it for the benefits that you're receiving back. And then other than the restaurants, gas stations, and American Airlines purchases, you're only going to be earning 1 mile per dollar spent. So that's not really all that great in what you're going to be earning as far as like the cash back goes on each transaction. There are cards out there that have much better rewards than this card. Perhaps if it was maybe like 2 miles for every dollar spent, or at least 1.5 miles per every dollar spent, it might be a little bit better, but that is a little bit disappointing. Only earning 1 mile per dollar spent on all other transactions other than, once again, restaurants, gas stations, and American Airlines purchases. But just to sum things up here, at least for the first year alone, it is pretty good. If you do receive that targeted offer of 60,000 miles, if you're able to spend at least $3,000 within the first 3 months and you're able to achieve that spend bonus pretty easily, these 60,000 miles without having an annual fee for the first year, plus all the miles that you're going to be earning on those transactions in the first 3,000 miles, plus your first free check bag for you and up to 4 companions on a domestic flight, all those benefits really make this card worth it, at least for the first year. Now for the second year and moving forward, you're really gonna have to sit down and do the math of whether or not paying $99 for this card is worth it for you. Do you fly American Airlines a lot? Are you really going to get the benefits for having this card? That's really going to be up to you, but for the first year alone, if you do the math, it is absolutely a pretty good card to have in your wallet. But that's all we have for today's review. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.